I think that tonight's game for the Indiana Fever really showed just how dangerous the team can be when everything is rolling right. For a team that like Phoenix that just last night they looked like they were on, everything was rolling. They absolutely destroyed the sky. For them to come out and get absolutely just ran over by the Fever in that first half was like, it was just ridiculous to watch. If you're an Indiana Fever fan this season, I think it's time for you to really start tempering your expectation. This team might not just be, a one and done playoff team. This team could potentially really make some noise.
Whalen to trigger in. Gets it to Moore. Moore will get it off. The shot is good. Game 3 belongs to Maya Moore and Minnesota.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JP, Joe Paul, backing them up and building. Everybody's having a great day. All that good stuff, man. If you're here, man, make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Every subscriber counts, man. I appreciate each and every one of you that goes out your way to hit that subscribe button for me. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it, man. So when I got the Caitlin Clark shirt on, man, you already knows that one thing happened and one thing only. Caitlin Clark went out there and balled out. You know what I'm saying? So the Phoenix Mercury, they played against the Indiana Fever in Indiana, coming off of that game against Chicago where they absolutely just looked like they were just, in control the entire way. They had their way with that team. They were just getting easy walks to the basket. They were knocking down all their open shots. They looked like they could do no wrong. And coming into this game against the Fever, I said just in yesterday's video, I'm very, very concerned about, this Indiana team going up against Phoenix if they're going to be, clicking the way they were clicking. And going into the first half of this game, like, the Indiana Fever, they just looked like they were just vastly the superior team. Like, in my power rankings, I put the Indiana Fever above the Phoenix Mercury because I just felt like their pieces better. And in that first half, like, they just went out there and just absolutely just dominated on every single front. You know what I'm saying? They played better team basketball than the Phoenix Mercury. You know what I'm saying? They were out there getting easy shots at the basket. I think that Leah Boston set up, easy finishes at the basket like maybe 2 or 3 times in that first half. Caitlin Clark out there doing her thing, willing and dealing. Kelsey Mitchell is absolutely amazing. We're going to talk about Kelsey Mitchell a little bit more in a second. But overall, this team, they just came out there in that first half and they absolutely swamped them. They jumped out to a 28-point lead. But everybody knows, if you've been watching the Indiana Fever all season, they do not blow teams out. I don't think that they beat a team by 20 points at all this season. You know what I'm saying? Even the game against the bad teams, you know what I'm saying? I remember a game against I think it was the Mystics. They jumped out to a big lead, but that game ended up coming down to, like, I believe it came down to the final possession. So, like, the Indiana Fever are not a team that come out here and blow teams out, so they're always going to have to grind it out. So in that third quarter, Phoenix is able to, really get hot from three. They ended up knocking down 14 threes for the game, and they were just super hot in that third quarter, and they were able to even go as far as take the lead. They battled all the way back from down 28 to take a 1-point lead, and I think at that point, that's where we saw like a real level of maturity, really happen, really take place for this Indiana Fever team, because we've seen multiple times where they'll lose a lead and then they'll come back and they won't be able to, recover and get their offense going and win that game. But in that third quarter, Kelsey Mitchell comes out. She gets into a little scuffle with Natasha Cloud coming off the screen, and like that kind of like seems like it ignited her and it ignited the rest of the team. She comes out, she gives you 2 big threes in that third quarter to, give them a little bit of a cushion back. I believe it brought them back to like a 5-point lead or something like that, just to kind of give them like some type of security going into the rest of that game. And then Caitlin Clark checks back in, and really just like that backcourt of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, I think it's one of the more underrated backcourts in the entire league. Everybody talks about Caitlin Clark and her, her ability to get triple doubles and run the offense and all that good stuff. I think that Kelsey Mitchell is the biggest X factor for this Indiana Fever team. When she's on, when she's able to, like do things outside of the Caitlin Clark system, I think that just takes the Fever offense to all new heights. Like, I think that first half showed that without a doubt, this Indiana Fever team has the best offense in all of the WNBA. Like, there's not a better team, not the Liberty, not the Aces, not any of the teams up top that play a better brand of basketball than this Indiana Fever team. When they're not turning the ball over and they're able to just get into this free-flowing, running up and down court, they're nearly unstoppable. In that first half, mainly in that first quarter when Caitlin Clark was going off, I believe she had I think it was 16 points or 14 points in the first 8 minutes. When she was going off, she would just get the ball off the rim and she would just sprint down the court as fast as she can, and nobody on the Phoenix Mercury could stop her. And that put a lot of pressure on BG because Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, that's the best 1-2 action in all all WNBA. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to worry about that pass from going from Caitlin to Aaliyah. So when Caitlin's coming down full court, if BG's not even in position to, you know what I'm saying, fully guard Aaliyah, there's no way she could be able to stop Caitlin Clark coming down court. And like, I just think that when they're in that free flowing, that Caitlin's in that wheeling dealing, when she's just seemingly just like spinning in circles, just trying to see what she can do next. I think that this team is like extremely dangerous. And like I said in the intro, man, I think it's really time for Indiana Fever fans to really like start, you know what I'm saying, ratcheting their expectations up for this team. You know what I'm saying? I think that with the current standings, they're seventh in the league right now. If it plays out like the NBA, that means that puts them up against the Connecticut Sun right now. And while I think that would be a very tough matchup for them, I think that with the maturation that this team has gone through with Caitlin Clark, with Aaliyah Boston, with Nalissa and Kelsey and everything like that, I think that, you know what I'm saying, they can really put an actual, you know what I'm saying, scare into that Connecticut team. You know what I'm saying? Connecticut's actually playing right now against Dallas. I'm actually to watch that right after I finish watching this video because I want to see how Marina Mabry, you know what I'm saying, looks in that jersey and everything and how that fit works and everything. But I don't know, man. If the Marina Mabry trade is not, you know what I'm saying, give the expected, you know what I'm saying, offensive boost that the Connecticut Sun are expecting, then I can see a world where the Indiana Fever can come out and just bliss the Connecticut Sun. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're at a point right now where they're confident in what they do. And the last time they saw Connecticut, you know what I'm saying, they were just like an inexperienced team, very, very young, not really sure of each other yet. But I think now they're comfortable. I think that they found the role players that are perfect for this group. And yeah, man, if you're a Fury fan, you gotta feel super good, man. Their biggest downfall will ultimately be Christy Sides, not gonna lie to you. Like between the second and the third quarter, I'm not sure what happens between Christy Sides. Like she sees the team come out and play absolutely incredible in the first, you know what I'm saying, 14 minutes, and she's absolutely just bliss the Mercury. But in the second and third quarter, like around the second half of the second quarter, and then all the third quarter, she kind of just went like, you know what? I think that's at times she feels like she's like an AAU coach, and she has to make sure that all her players get in. Because there were times I was just like, why is Dantas in the game right now? Why is Erica Wheeler in the game right now? Like they're the Phoenix Mercury, they're hot right now. They're knocking down threes. We really need Caitlin Clark on the court to really get this thing going. And she's just like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, Caitlin's gonna get her rest over here. Erica Wheeler got it. And I remember a possession where Erica Wheeler got the ball. She walked the ball up the court. Nalissa Smith came up as if she was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get a play going. Erica Wheeler waves her off and just dribbles there. Until there's like 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and then she throws the ball to Nalissa Smith. She has to take a tough shot. Just times like that, I'm just like, Christy, you gotta just kind of like roll with what's working for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's a soul on the Phoenix Mercury that can guard Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? When she has a full head of steam, like when this team is running up and down the court, I think that like there's just nobody that can keep up with them. And yeah, man. Like I said, man, you gotta feel good if you're a Fury fan. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these stats, man. So let's see. The final score was 98-89. Indiana came out here, shot 45% from the field, shot 39% from three. Same thing for the Phoenix Mercury. Like the Phoenix Mercury did not play bad by any means. You know what I'm saying, even though they got down by 28 points, I don't think that they were playing horrible. I think that the Fever, they were just really, really grooving. But I think that Kalia Copper, she played great. She ended up with 32 points. BG was in foul trouble for a good portion of the game, but when she was out there, she was effective. Same thing with Diana Taurasi, who's, like I said in yesterday's video, she really has caught a stride ever since coming back from the Olympics. Not sure what it was, but you know what I'm saying, they didn't play bad by any means. You know what I'm saying? Sophie Cunningham hit a couple of threes, played well. Natasha Cloud, I think she knocked down like 5 or 6 threes for the game. So they didn't play bad. It's just that the Fever just played better. You know what I'm saying? The double-headed monster of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, which is really just too much for them to handle. All right, so let's see. Caitlin Clark comes through and gives you 29 points, 10 assists, another double-double, 5 rebounds, so another 25-5 game, another 25-5 game. She's out here just doing it all. Let's see, 9 and 10 from the free throw line, 4 threes, 8 of 16 from the floor, so very efficient. Let's see, Kelsey Mitchell comes in and gives you 28 points, 11 of 32. Oh, I can't even see it. Oh, my bad. So Caitlin Clark, 29, 10 and 5. Another great efficient game for her, 8 of 16, 4 threes. Kelsey Mitchell, man. Kelsey Mitchell. Here's what I'll say, and I'll talk about Kelsey Mitchell for a minute. So a video came out, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and Kelsey Mitchell was basically just talking about kind of her upcoming free agency situation. She was like, it was I think they asked her, the question was actually about the Indiana getting the All-Star game, and she was like, I'm super happy for them. I'm saying, I think that they deserve it. Like, she was talking very much like she wasn't a part of the franchise, and she's gonna be a free agent this upcoming season. And like, I had said on Twitter that if her leaving meant that the team can secure somebody like Satu Sabali, then I'll be okay with her, walking. But honestly, I think that the more that I watch Kelsey Mitchell, I think that she is the true X factor for this team. The way how she's able to, like I said, just do things away from the Caitlin Clark system, and just, just like be like a real wrench in there for teams' defense. Like, once they think that they've understood the whole, we'll just double team Caitlin and make sure make sure that she can't get off. It's like, you can't really just do that when you have Kelsey Mitchell, who has the ability to drop 30 points, knock down 6 threes, and really just change the whole balance of the game. Like, I'm pretty sure that in that third quarter, Phoenix thought that they had figured it out. They thought that they had finally, like, understood the whole Caitlin Clark situation with their offense and everything, and that they were going to be able to really just like keep that ball rolling. But Kelsey Mitchell going in there and knocking down those threes and just really like being just like I said, a wrench in their defensive scheme, it changes things for this team. And there have been games where Kelsey Mitchell has not been on her game. She hasn't been able to knock down shots, and those are the games where I think that the team struggled the most, because at that point they're really relying on Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. And Aaliyah Boston didn't play its bad today. She gave you 14 points on 5 of 11, so she played a very solid Aaliyah Boston type of game. But in a game where she's not able to give you, 20 points or 18 points, having Kelsey Mitchell being able to just come out and give you a solid 28, or even if she just gave you 20 plus, is a huge plus for this team. And it really just, for me, it makes me believe that the Sky, like, they really have a very, very, very high ceiling for this team. I'm not saying they're gonna be a championship, of course, not this year, but going forward, like, I just think that they're a couple pieces away from really being able to make some noise. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Phoenix Mercury side of it, man. So the Phoenix Mercury are back to 14-13 after this loss. Like I said, a real switch up after what happened yesterday with against Chicago Sky. And like I said, into this game, they didn't play bad I don't think they played bad by any stretch of the means. Like, their defense probably was pretty rough in that first half. They played really poor transition defense. They really didn't knock down many threes. I think they also did not score in the paint, I think, really much of at all. I think they had maybe less than 10 points, or maybe a little over 10 total points in the paint. So like, they really relied on being able to just bomb away threes, and they knocked down 14 of them, on 36 attempts. So they had a very decent percentage of them. But at the end of the game, they weren't able to get enough stops and really to put a hold on that Fever offense. But like I said, Clea Copper came through, gave you 32 points. She was just 18 and 19 free throws, and I'm telling you, all 19 of those free throws come from Christy Sides leaving Lexi Hall on an island against Clea Copper. And I think that it's just like, if Lexi Hall doesn't think she has any ops, she'll always have Christy Sides. The fact that, because this is now the second game in a row where Christy Sides has left Lexi Hall on an island to guard Clea Copper, and she can't do it. She's not fast enough, nor is she strong enough. Every time Clea goes to the basket, she can just move her out the way, and Lexi has no choice but to foul her. How many fouls did Lexi Hall finish with today? She had 4 personal fouls. She had four personal fouls, all of them from just trying to guard Clea Copper, and she just can't do it. She puts in such great effort, She puts in such great effort. This is not me trashing Lexi Hall by any means. She just can't guard Clea Copper. I think if you put Lexi Hall on a Diana Taurasi, she's giving Diana Taurasi hell. She's giving Diana Taurasi problems. But Clea Copper, man, that's just not a good matchup for her. BG didn't really get off like she did yesterday against the Sky. Only 10 points and 4 rebounds. I don't think really in any of the games that she played in against the favorite, she really was like much of an impact. I think that the Fever just play too up and down for her. And Sophie Cunningham knocked down 2 threes. Natasha Cloud gave you 19 points. And like I said, if you're a Phoenix Mercury fan, I would not be upset at this loss. Like, of course, to win the game that you want to win. But I think that they're pretty safe from, losing their spot from the Indiana Fever, unless they were to like really go on a bad slide, or Indiana just is able to get super high and really just get to a point where they're not losing any games. I think that they're in a great position to just hold on to that. I think that 6th spot. But I think that if Indiana was able to jump them and they were able to get into a matchup against, who's at 3-star right now? Against 3 is Minnesota. They play against Minnesota this weekend, so we'll see how they match up against them at full strength. But I don't think it's crazy to say that that Indiana can really put a scare into Minnesota also. But we'll have to see, man. But that's all I got for this one. This one's supposed to be a short video. This is almost fucking 16 minutes long. But that's all I got for you guys, man. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, man. And like I said, man, if you guys have seen my face multiple times, man, especially if you made it to the end of the video, hit the subscribe button, bro. Join the community, man. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Don't ask me how, but I will. But leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love, family. Deuces.